Hey, it's Mike from Grab a Stack of Rock, and tonight Harrison and I have decided that we need to take a break from 50 years of Iron Maiden, so we decided to do a rerun tonight. And in honor of my former co-host Married in Heels, I decided to run her very first appearance on Grab a Stack of Rock. It was episode 10. It was recorded January 4th, 2023, debuting on January 5th. The very first pre-recorded episode of Grab a Stack of Rock that we would ever do. A harbinger of things to come. Married in Heels was an Instagram friend that had over 200,000 followers of her own. Although I always wanted to work with her creatively, I thought that maybe I could get some of those viewers to check out Grab a Stack of Rock. Even though her episodes were only about 50-50 music versus fashion and Lego, I think there's a lot of entertainment in these episodes and still some value to them. So I hope you enjoy this special rerun from January 5th, the original run date, of 2023. Here's Married in Heels with her very first show anywhere, solo or otherwise. So we have to take some pride in that this was her very first. And I think that's pretty cool. Check it out. Enjoy.
Friday night, we're off to the races. Come and see familiar faces. Uncle Meat, Rob Daniels, Jon Snow. Gimli's here, it's the place to go. Grab a stack of rock with Mike and the Mad Metal Man. Grab a stack of rock and hold on tight as hard as you can. Keyboard's here, it's time for a party. Come and see, got the comments started. Grab a stack of rock with Mike and the Mad Metal Man. Grab a stack of rock and hold on tight as hard as you can. Grab a stack of rock with Mike and the Mad Metal Man. Grab a stack of rock and hold on tight as hard as you can. Grab a stack of rock. Grab a stack of rock.
Hey!
Hi,
How are you?
I'm good. How are you?
I'm fine. You're not the Mad Metal Man.
I'm not.
Sorry, folks. The Mad Metal Man could not be here tonight, but we have someone just as great. It is the one and only California girl, Married in Heels from Instagram, the one that you've heard all about. She is here with us tonight for a special recorded episode. Well, instead of Ask Harrison tonight, we have two questions from Harrison. So here is question number one for California girl.
Evening all. Here I am in sunny Australia, and I had a question. Just recently we saw Fleetwood the cat, and I'm wondering, do you have a dog? And if so, what is his name? And if you don't, what would the name of a dog be if you got one? Just something I've always been interested in. And there's a little bit of a view from here. The trees have grown up a bit, so you can't see as much as you used to, but it's still nice, better than nothing, I guess. So anyway, just something I was always interested in.
Perfect question. Good job, Harrison. I am an animal lover. And
No!
yes, really. Not only do I have Fleetwood, the cat, but I have 5 other cats and a dog named Doobie, named after the Doobie Brothers.
We've
So-
joked about this before.
Yes. Yeah, I have my Doobie, and Doobie is going to be 15 on the 9th. So I think that's like Sunday or Monday, maybe. She'll be 15 years old, my first baby. But we fell in love with her because she was just like this tiny little bear cub. And we just had to have her. And it was right after we got married, and it was a gift to each other. Like that was like our wedding gift to each other. And so we spent like a lot of money because she's a purebred. She's a Keyshawn, so she's just like tons of fluff. Like she is just this like a miniature husky, but like fluffy like an Akita or she's like a snow dog.
Okay, so what you're going to need to do is send me a picture, and then
Oh,
we'll see if
okay.
Harrison can dig up a Lego piece that matches, and we'll see what he can do with his next piece of Lego art.
She's kind of like a wolf, like a fluffy wolf.
A fluffy wolf. There you go, Harrison. So what color?
Like the colors of a husky. So that sort of like grayish, blackish,
Okay.
like whites in there. Yeah, but she has like beautiful black eyeliner. Like, yeah. So she's a beautiful dog.
There you go, Harrison. If that's not enough information for you,
Sorry.
then we can't help you.
Yeah.
I just wanted to also say one quick thing. You said bear cub, and it just reminded me, my good pal and often co-host John T. Snow just lost his dog Bear, 14 years old, just the other day. So I just want to say, John T. Snow, we're thinking about you and your family, and I was a big fan of Bear. So rest in peace, Bear.
Oh,
Yeah.
that breaks my heart.
I know. It's always hard. Anyway, let's go with Harrison's second question, which surprisingly was a question for me.
Okay.
So, and you're to blame for this, because you did ask Mike a few weeks ago, and now all of a sudden people are asking me questions. So you're to blame. But here we go with Harrison's question for me.
And now here I am inside. And Mike, there was something I was interested in finding out about you. As you can see, I've got a bit of Lego up there, so, well, it's not all mine, that's my sister's, that's my brother's, but those are mine. So what I wanted to know is, if you could have anything from any movie, book, album cover even, if you could have anything made into an official Lego set, what would it be? For me, the answer would probably be Mad Max's Interceptor in the past, but then, again, I just built that almost, well, I built it. But not just. But yeah, what's your answer?
That's a fantastic question. He's good at this.
Yeah, you'd think he's done this before, eh?
Yeah.
Harrison, I could think of like any number of spaceships from different science fiction movies. 2001: A Space Odyssey would be interesting, but probably very fragile. So when you said album covers, I immediately thought of two. And it's a toss-up, but it's either going to be Screaming for Vengeance or Defenders of the Faith by Judas Priest. And, I've been thinking about it all day, as a matter of fact, and I kept coming back to this one. I would like to see this guy made into a Lego set. And I think the reason I chose this one over this one is that I think this one here would be a little bit flimsy with the wings and everything sticking out of it. Be a little bit flimsy, prone to knockover. Whereas this guy looks, he's a tank. He's a tank. I'm going with the tank. Defenders of the Faith by Judas Priest is my answer.
I could see that. I think that works.
I could see it too. Exactly. Yeah. Thank you. Thank you for that.
Good job, Harrison.
You enjoy Lego.
Yes, I do.
You went to Legoland.
Yes. Yeah, first time. Well, no, that's not true. I guess I went a couple times when I was growing up, but didn't appreciate it for what it was. I married into a Lego family, I guess. So, it just became part of my world.
Are you serious? Yeah. You married into a Lego family?
Yes.
That's pretty cool. I mean, Jen kind of married into a Lego Mike, really. Yeah. Actually, when she first moved in here, just before, I had mountains of Star Wars Lego. And I've shown you some of the pictures of my collection. And I ended up selling 95% of it before, just to make room, right? Because I've got my new wife. She's going to be joining me, and to be honest with you, she's how do we say this politely? She's clumsy. She knocks things over. I remember I came home from work one day, and I had, your husband will know what this is, I had the Imperial Shuttle. And I noticed when I came home from work one day that the Imperial Shuttle's top wing was kind of like off kilter. And I'm like, Jen, did anything happen to the Imperial Shuttle? And she's like, I tried to fix it. So we got rid of all the Lego. But strangely enough, in 2022, Lego re-entered my life.
This year?
Yeah, just this year.
Oh, I didn't realize that.
You were partially witness to it, because when I had my dental surgery, I wanted to buy myself an activity to play with during my recovery, and I bought that Optimus Prime. And that was my return to Lego, and now I have.
I didn't realize that.
Goodness gracious, now I have this that I'm going to put together at some point.
Yeah, your jazz quartet.
Isn't that cool?
It is cool.
somebody pointed out the other day that Lego used to say from like ages 8 to 88 or 9 to 99 is what it used to say.
Right,
But
yeah.
you know, now it just says 18 and up and stuff like that. But
Oh yeah.
I love that they make adult oriented Lego now. I
I
love
feel like
that.
they're all like for adults, just because I guess my husband's such a big kid that he never grew out of it. So I've just always kind of considered it a grow with you thing.
I get that. Yeah.
Yeah.
I think I had
They're
a
not like-
period where I just consciously wanted to like get rid of childish things, you know, as they
Mhm.
say. And then I regretted it,
Mm-hmm.
you know, and a lot of those things I wish I still had. And, you know, some of them are still in my parents' basement, but
Yeah.
there's nothing wrong with childish things. And, you know, I think honestly, during my recovery, it was quite therapeutic to make
Yeah.
that Optimus Prime. And I'm looking forward to building that on the front porch.
Oh, that'd be great.
Merry Christmas from Jen.
Will you keep it there or will you bring it home?
I think it would make a fantastic display piece up there with the wood, and wouldn't be
Yeah.
appreciated here and probably gather too much dust here.
Yeah. I like it.
Yeah. No, my mother's not too happy about that, but that's
Oh, yeah. They
Well-
do take up a lot of space.
you won't know until this airs tomorrow.
Okay. Does she watch all your shows?
Every single one.
That's awesome. That's awesome.
Sometimes she has no idea what we're talking about, but she
Yeah.
watches just out of you know,
Me
child
too. Me
loyalty.
too. Like I
Aw.
watch it and you guys go off on your tangents and I'm just like, you guys know a lot of things.
Right, true, but I mean, like, that's part of our initial friendship. Really, was, you know,
Right.
you were like, well, these guys know their shit, to use the kids'
Yes.
language of today. And you know, as we've talked about, you are indeed a classic rock fan, and I don't
But
know.
I don't know the things like you know.
No, I know you don't know.
Yeah.
You don't know the things, but I think, you know, during our many conversations about music, you have a deep passion for lyrics, certain types of songs. I know that you, one of the things that we first talked about, and ironically, because you're wearing purple, is you don't like the band Deep Purple because you don't like the too much dominance of the electric guitar.
Yes.
And I remember I said to you immediately when I said, holy crap, you know, did you know that Richie Blackmore from Deep Purple based the band around the concept of the domination of the electric guitar? And it's like, you didn't know that, but
that's
like
like
you
a
were-
lot of the music from that era is too much guitar, and it overpowers like the voice and the prettiness of it. Yeah, and lyrics that's my reason. That's it right there. So yeah, I need to hear it.
so no wonder you're a Bob Dylan fan, since you like the acoustics and the lyrics,
do.
especially.
Yes. That's why I love Bob Dylan.
Is he your number one?
He's my first love.
Yeah. Okay. How
Yeah.
long? How long has that love affair been?
I don't know. I think always, just because there was a calming effect to him, but a lot of that kind of burst when I saw him live. Don't
Ooh.
see him live,
Oh,
unfortunately.
oh.
So it kind of like, not only that, but he's gotten older. He doesn't
Sure.
sound quite, not that he's ever sounded like amazing, because, you know, he's not like really known for his vocals, but yeah, he was rough to watch live. Yeah.
I don't know. You probably haven't been keeping up with the controversy in Rolling Stone magazine. They published their list of the top 200 lead vocalists, and I got a few people are upset that Bob Dylan ranked higher than this person and this person, and you know, this person. You should see the arguments.
No, I get it. And I get the argument. I love Bob Dylan for his sound, but you can't say that's the greatest sound. You can't. And not even
No.
I can say that, but I appreciate what he's brought to music.
While I agree with you, at the same time, there's certain songs that I never really want to hear sung by another singer.
Oh no, totally. No,
Times
I
They Are
totally-
Changing is one of them. Times They
Yeah.
Are Changing is one of them. I wouldn't ever want to
Yeah.
hear that. And also, I'm going to get hell from this from Headstones fans, but I think that nobody beats Bob Dylan's version of Tweeter and the Monkey Man.
No,
Just
I
one-
agree.
Just one guy's opinion. Send the hate my way, not hers.
Well, I'm gonna get a lot of hate for this, but Jimi Hendrix, all on the Watchtower. I'm
Oh,
sorry.
no,
No, you're
no.
not Bob Dylan. I'm
Oh
sorry.
my God.
I know I'm gonna get a lot of hate for that, but I'm not a huge Jimi Hendrix fan because his guitar work is not my thing. I know. I'm
You know,
sorry.
you know what? I'm going to join you here with some hate because I will confess that while I am a Jimi Hendrix fan, I am a casual Jimi Hendrix fan, and he is far from my favorite guitar player. I acknowledge his influence and that we couldn't have a
Right.
guy like, say, Slash today. The Guns N' Roses would not exist today if there was no Jimi Hendrix, but he's not my style of player. And, you know, I'm going to put myself on the spot here and try to name a favorite. Oh, geez. Joe Satriani, because he's got a real knack for a melody.
Remind me what he's
So
from.
he's a solo artist, but he's played with Sammy Hagar and also Deep
Okay.
Purple. But he's a solo artist. He was a teacher. He taught Steve Vai, Kirk Hammett from Metallica, a whole bunch of other guys. But he's got a real kind of buttery tone, and just his tone is just so buttery and so greasy and so thick and creamy. And I love the way he just wraps his fingers around a melody, you know?
Yeah.
And so I'm just going to name Joe Satriani as a personal favorite. And also when he lays into a rhythm, he's just got a great sense of rhythm too. But very different from Hendrix.
Yeah.
I like more of a schooled kind of approach to the guitar. Somebody who's studied at Juilliard Music School or something like that. But anyway, that's just my personal taste. And that's obviously not where Jimi Hendrix came from.
No, he's rough and did upside down things, and so
Upside down. He set his guitar on fire. He did that.
There's that too,
I'll tell you something though. Jimi Hendrix started something with that upside down neck thing. Like what it was that he's a left-hander, and he couldn't find left-handed guitars so easily. So he would just take the neck and flip it upside down, and then he would play it left-handed. So it looked like it was upside down, right? But in the 80s, a lot of guitar players kind of like took that as a fashion statement, not lefties, but right-handed players, and they would flip their necks upside down. And my old guitar teacher back in the 80s, Gary Mertz, used to say that the guitars look like hockey sticks.
I'm like trying to picture it. I don't. So do they remove
Speaking
the?
of hockey sticks, could you hear Jen cheering there for a second?
Oh,
I can
no.
hear it. I can hear it clearly on my headphones. I'm gonna find a picture, okay?
Okay.
I'm gonna put a picture on the screen of a hockey stick guitar, and you will see what I mean here.
Because are they removing or are they just flipping the whole guitar? Are they removing? I don't know enough about guitars.
They flip just the. Oh shit, that's a tiny picture. Let's see if I can zoom in. Let's get a better picture.
Yeah, I just assumed he was taking the guitar that he would really be strumming this way, but didn't just upside downing it and then strum this way. But he's actually putting work into the whole
Yes.
thing.
Okay, now which button do I push? They've changed all the controls here. Okay, I want to find that. There we go. Okay, so you see that guitar there.
Okay, yes.
You see how the headstock is pointed upwards instead of downwards like it normally does?
Okay.
That was
I
inspired
wouldn't know
by...
that that's wrong.
What's that?
I know. I wouldn't know that that's wrong.
Okay, it's not wrong. There's nothing wrong about it, but normally the guitar has the tuning pegs on the top side, which in this picture would have been
Okay.
on the left.
Oh,
So-
that makes sense to be.
so-
Or do you? Okay.
So yeah, Hendrix, what he did is he took a righty guitar and flipped the neck upside down, and then in the 80s that became a fashion for everybody, and they came up with these guitars that my guitar teacher used to say looked like a hockey stick. And I guess you could see, if you looked at the neck, you can kind of see the hockey stick, which
Yeah.
apparently is on television right now. I can tell from the shouting in the other room. Okay, so what's in your teacup tonight? I'm drinking Fruit to Go.
I have a Georgia peach green tea with watermelon honey.
Oh my God, I've never heard of watermelon honey.
Well, I love honey, so I have a lot of different flavors of honey. And when we travel, I like to pick up local honey from that region. So this honey is from Lake Arrowhead. And
Is that in California?
Yes, Lake Arrowhead,
Okay.
California, in the mountains.
Yeah,
at a
just
lake.
assume I know nothing about
Okay, right.
American geography. Just assume
Yes.
that.
Yes, it's about an hour and a half to 2 hours from where I'm located. Very pretty up in the mountains. But anyways, some watermelon honey and peach green tea.
That's pretty awesome. That's like, okay, so peach plus green plus watermelon, that's 4 flavors.
Yeah. Yeah, that is 4 flavors.
That's the math. That's how that adds up.
Yeah.
That's just math.
In the morning, I like straight green tea, but in the afternoon, I like to go a little bit sweeter.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Interesting. Me,
I'm not
I just like sweet all the time. That's what
Yeah.
I need. And
Yeah.
as we've
I
discussed,
have
I'm
to be
trying
able to handle it.
okay. You have
Yeah.
to be ready. See, Jen
I
doesn't
do.
like the sweet either. She used to take her coffee with 3 cream and 3 sugar, and now she just takes it with 3 cream.
Ooh, I can't do coffee. That's just, I can't do it. My dad used to drink it black, and just the smell of it, like, no, I don't like
Her
it.
dad used to take it black too.
Whew.
That's
So,
crazy. We
yeah.
keep having these weird parallels where it's the same
I
thing
know.
happening. Her dad drank it black too.
Yeah. Ooh. Too
I
much.
know. I know. Anyway, I want to get back to Lego though, because I think you
Yeah.
have Lego to show off tonight too. I got
Yeah.
Lego to show off tonight, and you do too. Why don't you go
Yeah.
next? Why don't we grab a stack of
boy.
Lego?
Okay. I don't know what to start with.
Okay.
Well, I can start with my
Work your way up.
favorite-
Start small and work your
Oh,
way
start
up.
small.
Yeah, start small
Okay.
and work your way up. Yeah.
Okay.
I didn't realize you had more to some to choose from.
I do. Well, I wanted to share my favorite that's already been built.
Okay.
And then I wanted to share what we just received, like what just came in.
Yeah.
So what's already built is, and I'll explain why it's my favorite. You might already realize why it's my favorite once you see it. Now I have to really
I do. Yep.
Okay. So you know why it's my favorite. So this is the Milano,
Yes, it is.
named after the cookie. Just kidding, not the cookie, but it's the Milano.
Was that Thor
And-
standing on it?
That's Fat Thor.
Okay, we're gonna do a zoom in here, see if we can get a good view of him.
Okay.
All right, well that doesn't really do anything, but there you go. There's Fat Thor.
There's
And a
Fat
wall of-
Thor.
and a wall of heels. But we'll
Yes,
talk
and a
about
wall
that
of
later.
heels. But like my favorite part, and the reason why it's my favorite
Oh,
is
rocket.
because my rocket is in here, and I am a lover of raccoon. Like they are my spirit animal. So of course I love my rocket. But behind Rocket
Ah,
is Peter Quill, and I love him because he is my sexy man. And so I love me some Chris Pratt. So yeah, this is why it's my favorite. My little rocket. Oh, he's so cute.
that
Because
is
he-
really, really cool. That is a
His little
huge set.
attitude. Yeah, it's a big one, and it's like super delicate on the legs, and you can like turn it all different ways, but I don't trust myself.
Yeah, no, please. We don't want a disaster.
Yeah. I'm
That's
gonna go the other
cool.
way. But also, I want to give Mantis some love
That's cool.
because I don't know.
Yep, there she is. That's cool.
Not only is she beautiful inside, like Drax says, but she's beautiful outside. I think she's so pretty, and I would like to be her for Halloween one year because I love her.
Ooh.
Yeah.
Now here's the thing, and I keep getting myself sidetracked, but who cares? Here's why I couldn't do a costume like Mantis, personally speaking. The
Mhm.
eyes, you would probably have to have contacts, and I can't
Yeah.
do contacts. I can't do that.
I've never put contacts in. I can't even put eye drops in. So I think that is going to be a massive issue. But luckily, I have super dark eyes to begin with.
You might be able to do it with some makeup, get away with it. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, my eyes aren't even brown; they're literally black. Like
Oh, really?
you can't even. Oh yeah, you cannot see my pupils at all unless I'm like in direct sunlight or something. But my eyes are black. They're dark.
Black as Harrison's soul.
I don't think he has a black soul.
No, he's just a lovable
Yeah, I see
Australian.
only pure kindness from him.
Yeah. This is actually the first episode we've ever done without Harrison. So
I know, and
I
I
kinda
kind of
miss my buddy.
him.
yeah. Well, I do want to get you back on with Harrison at some point, but it's just
We
a
will.
matter of the timing, 2 different sides of the world,
I
3
know.
different time zones. You're only ever the second guest I've ever had on from California.
Oh, really?
Yeah. The other guy was a guitar player out of San Diego, and it was kind of fun, you know, coordinating all these different time zones. But it's tricky too.
Yeah. No,
Harrison,
yeah.
they don't have daylight savings time in Australia. So for
Okay.
us, when we change time, you know, by jump an hour, he has to remember that the show is starting an hour earlier or an hour later than he's used to, you know?
Yeah, that's a lot. Yeah.
Yeah. It gets, I hate arranging from different time zones, but I'm going to show off my next Lego.
Yes. Do
This
it.
is actually, Jen had to go to Toys R Us and buy my jazz quartet there to get this for free. It's like a bonus collector set giveaway thing.
Okay.
The Dragon
Dragon.
Adventure Ride. Now, I
Okay.
haven't built it yet, but comes in this nice little box with the instruction booklet up in here.
Mhm.
And there's 2 bags. That's what they look and sound like.
Okay.
And I'm not sure exactly what I'm building, except that it's a adventure dragon ride. So I
It's
guess I'll
like-
find out this summer because I'm going to build these
Yeah.
at the cottage.
Super
Yeah.
curious. I wonder if it actually like moves like a ride, whatever kind of ride. Ooh, what if it's like one of those dragon swings at like a carnival?
That
You
could
know?
be it. Of course, you know, people could just Google it and see what it is.
That's what
But
I told you that.
let's go with the carnival idea for now. I do know one thing, which is that like the castle theme of Lego is back this year, and this kind of goes with those sets. I do know that
Okay.
much.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Do you want to show off your next one?
Okay. We're gonna go smallest to
Okay.
largest.
Okay.
Now these just came in yesterday. So the next four that I have, I actually have 5 more, but the next 4 that I have were released January 1st.
You're joking.
No.
You got them hot off the presses.
Oh yes. Yes. We wake up and we set an alarm and yes.
Are you joking?
Oh no.
You're serious.
No,
That's-
I'm dead serious.
You know what? I think Harrison is going to really enjoy watching this episode.
I wish I had more knowledge though. Mostly I like to kick back and watch my family make. And so that's really where I get my enjoyment. But so I don't know as much as I wish I did know, but we have a lot.
Wow. I'm like actually surprised.
Oh, yeah,
Like-
no, it's like a big deal. Yeah. It's like
Okay.
Christmas.
Wow.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, let's see what you got then. Let's
Okay, so number 1, let me I don't know. It is Star Wars.
it's a Clone
So-
Trooper battle pack is what
Yeah.
that is.
This will be probably built in 5 minutes.
Yeah.
Yes. I don't know how many bags. I have not opened it. I have not been given approval to open. But
Now, just so you know, I am familiar with this set.
okay.
There's a YouTuber, Tiago Catarino, out of
Okay.
Portugal, I believe, and he's a former Lego employee, and he is, in my opinion, the best Lego YouTube channel out there. He reviewed this, and he actually was disappointed with it because
Oh,
he thought that the troops were too specialized. He wanted more generalized troops, and I'm like,
Hmm.
I don't agree with him there. I actually,
Yeah, I don't-
one of the very rare times that I disagreed with Tiago. I like that better.
he must have had something set in his mind and he's trying to fill a void, and this did not do it.
Yeah.
So that must be where his disappointment came in from.
Like from where I stand, I think I had plenty of generic troopers, and more specialized ones is more.
So
what
do
I would
we.
want.
We
Yeah.
have an abundance of them actually. So
There you
I
go.
think we're probably excited that they are specialized.
Yeah. There you go. All right.
Yeah.
Cool.
Do you have anything?
I only have
Or-
one more, which is the one I got Jen for Christmas.
Okay. So do I keep going or would you like to go?
How many do you have?
I have 4 more.
Okay, you do 2 more, then I'll do my 1.
Okay. So next we have the bomber.
The TIE Bomber. Oh, I had, and your husband will know what I'm talking about. I had the old blue and black version of this.
Oh,
But
did you show me that? I feel like you might have showed me that.
I may have.
Or
I don't
maybe
know
we
if I
talked about
don't
it.
have pictures of all of them, but I've always been a fan of this ship, and it's far better than the old blue and black one.
Yeah,
by
so
a mile.
this one looks fun to me. My husband is a massive minifig fan. Like
Yes,
it's all
yes.
about the minifigs. So he's pumped. Not that we don't have a lot of Darth Vaders already, but Yeah.
But you know, I know for a fact that people like your husband know all the different variations of the Darth Vader. Like, oh, this one has the printed arms, and this one has
Right.
the printed legs, and so
Yeah.
on and so forth. I had many Vaders. I had one with the light up lightsaber.
Ooh, I don't think we
Yeah.
have that.
It's an old one, and the light up lightsabers weren't very popular because you couldn't disassemble, like the heads wouldn't come off the characters.
Are they the kind that you have to push down in order
Yes.
for the light to
Yes.
come on?
Yes.
Okay.
So a lot of people didn't like them because you couldn't take the head off, and you couldn't remove the lightsaber from the hand, that sort of thing.
Yeah.
But you know, they were neat. I liked them.
Yeah.
That's a cool set. So I'm jealous of that one officially.
Okay. So there's that. And then, so yeah, so these all came in yesterday. So these the 4 that I'm doing right now all came in yesterday. And we have some Marvel.
Ah,
I actually am not familiar with this one. It looks like Iron Man to me, but I don't think it is.
it is Iron Man in the Hulkbuster.
Yes, Hulkbuster. That's
yeah.
correct.
I
Yes.
can't tell what's on
Hulkbuster.
his back there. What's on his back?
Looks like a I don't know, like a ninja, but with like Wolverine claws.
Oh, okay. That's okay. I got it. I see that it's from the Battle of Wakanda, which is Avengers Infinity War. So it's one of those monsters from Infinity War. And that would mean that inside the Hulkbuster would be Bruce Banner rather than Tony Stark.
Yes.
So that would be a little Mark Ruffalo inside there rather
So
than
is that
Robert Downey.
does that look like him? Is that like Mark Ruffalo?
It kind of vaguely, it's hard to tell, but it kind of vaguely looks Ruffalo. Yeah,
Okay.
kind of. The creatures are neat.
Yeah, so it looks like it comes with 1, 2, 3, 4 minifigs.
That's
Yeah,
cool.
4 minifigs. Yeah, you're right. It was Bruce Banner. I don't know how to say this word. Outrider and an Outrider. So 2 Outriders and I don't know, Okoye? Wait, how do I?
I don't know how to say it either. Okoye? She's from Black
That's
Panther.
how I would
She's
say
one
it.
of the Dora Milaje from Black Panther.
Okay.
The warrior women.
Oh, gotcha. I was not really a fan of those movies. I'm not sure why. They missed something for me. I wanted more Michael B. Jordan. He's hot.
Oh, man. He is, in my opinion, in the top 2 Marvel villains to
He's
date.
good.
He
good.
had motivations. Like he was like, it's like it was personal for him, you know?
You know what I was kind of secretly hoping, and I knew it wouldn't happen, but I was kind of secretly hoping that he would come back and he would become Black Panther. Is that weird?
I'm not thinking that's impossible.
Okay.
And the reason I'm not thinking that's impossible, and here we go off track again, but that's okay.
Right.
The reason I'm not thinking that's impossible is because they're doing this big multiverse thing now, and at this point, any character that's dead doesn't mean that they're dead in every universe.
Right.
So there's already talk about Robert Downey Jr. coming back as another version of Iron Man. I think Michael B. Jordan was so popular as Killmonger that a good version, say a good Killmonger, could come and be a hero. I want that to happen.
I'm not done with him. I want more of him. So bring him back.
Yeah.
I'd rather him not be a villain, but it's okay if he is.
I agree there. I'd rather him not be a villain. And that's on my wish list. I know you're watching, Marvel. This is on my wish list for the Kang Dynasty and for Secret Wars, is that I'd like to see a good variant of Michael B. Jordan become Black Panther.
Yeah.
There you go.
Well, speaking of the multiverse, I don't know. Have you seen the new previews for Guardians, the new Guardian?
Yes.
So in all of it, we have Gamora.
Mm-hmm.
What's happening? Is she back?
She is back, but it's a different Gamora. She's a Gamora that never fell in love with Pete.
No.
So that, you know what that means? You still have your shot.
I love a good love story. Like, they were a beautiful, odd love story. And
I know, but sometimes, I hate to say it, but sometimes you got to have some tragedy too.
I know. Such is life.
Infinity War is a great movie, but I think one of the most impactful scenes in that movie is when Peter Quill realizes that Thanos killed Gamora, and he just loses his shit.
Yes, he does.
Yeah, that was a really good scene. And he's like,
heart-wrenching.
Thanos is like, I had to, and Peter's like, no, you didn't. No, you didn't. Yeah. Anyway, what else you got for Lego? Yep, you got another one, right?
I got another one that was the new January 1st release. So,
Whoa, what is that? Avatar? Is that? Oh, it's Marvel.
No,
Oh,
yeah.
that's what is
Is
it?
it
That's
T-Plus?
whatchamacallit. I can't remember what the Quinjet is that
Yes,
called? The
the
Quinjet?
Quinjet.
Yes.
Yes, it is the Quinjet.
I see Loki. I see Thor. Oh, that's from the first Avengers movie, I think.
Like, am I too close? Like, I don't know how to show you.
No, I think you're good.
Okay.
But I see Loki. I see Thor. I see Iron Man.
Yeah, we have Iron Man, Black Widow, Captain America,
Oh.
Thor, and Loki.
Yep, the classic movie, the classic lineup. Love Loki. Love his horns.
Yeah,
That's great.
I
Those are
like
going to be fun.
I like Loki when he works with the good guys.
Me too. Did you like the series Loki?
You know, I've not watched any of the series.
Then you must.
I know.
Especially, Loki's the best of them.
That's what my husband says. I struggle sitting through for long periods of time.
Sure.
So I'm not great at watching TV, but in movies I can only do at the theater because I'm forced to. So
Yeah,
at
yeah,
home,
yeah.
I'm like,
I know.
Running.
At home, I pause and I go do
Yeah.
something else, and I pause. Yeah.
I
agree.
can't focus at home, so he has to trap me at the theater, and that's how I see things, because otherwise I just can't.
I get it. Totally get it.
Oh wait, you were supposed to go. I took your
I'm good.
turn.
Oh, okay. I've lost track of turns, but
Yeah.
this is what I bought Jen for Christmas, and I
Oh,
really think
yes.
it's neat.
Yes, I got my daughter that. She got.
You're kidding? You got that?
You just-
Really?
Yeah, did you see they have the flowers now too?
Yes.
Yes.
I saw the flower sets. Yeah,
Yes.
and they keep coming out with new ones.
Yeah, they're beautiful. Yeah, my
What I
oldest,
like about this is that you can do it green, or you can do this alternate one here.
I love it.
She's a little intimidated by it, and
No.
I get what she means, because that tree does look kind of complicated, a little
Oh,
complex.
I think it'll be okay.
I think so too.
once she gets it laid out and she opens up the appropriate bags, and she'll see that Lego does a good job of not getting you too overwhelmed, because they are separating into. Do you remember back when they were just like big piles of blocks that you had to like find? Now it's so simple. It's
Yeah.
bag by bag, sticker book. It's simple.
Yeah.
They've done a good job. It's very organized.
Yeah, I hated those big bags, and then inevitably you'd use the wrong piece at some point, because there's
Yep.
so many similar ones, especially the
Yep.
smaller ones, and then you realize many steps down the line that you have to
Yep.
go back and pull something out.
We still get that. My youngest, she likes to build, and so she gets ahead of herself a lot, and so we have to do a lot of breaking down and putting back together. We don't throw out any books. We have them all. Do you keep
Yeah.
your books too?
Yeah.
Yeah. So we
always.
keep all the books, and we end up having to go back through, and because there'll be a mishap, or and so you gotta know how to put it back together.
I will tell you something that I miss, and you say you married into a Lego family, so you probably won't have this kind of memory, but as a kid, we'd have Lego sets, and you'd love them, and you'd play with them, and you'd build them, and you'd take them apart, and you'd build them again. But then you hit a point, and it was inevitable with every kid in every Lego collection. You'd hit a point where you wanted to build something really, 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 really big of your own, and you'd have to combine all your Lego sets together, and then
Yep.
you never ever get the original set separated back out again.
Yeah.
So all of my childhood Lego, it still exists, but it's in buckets, and I'll never be able to put those back together again.
Oh boy, wouldn't that be a project?
Oh my God, that'd be when I retire. It'd be fun. Anyway, that's all I have for Lego.
Okay, I have one more, but it's an older one. It's actually, I believe, released in October. So
So old.
Well, it's old in the fact that we don't wait to build, but because of the holidays, and we had a bunch of holiday builds, because we incorporate all the new builds into our holiday scene.
Okay.
So we had a bunch of holiday builds, so it put all the other build on hold. So this was, so the Justifier, right?
Okay, I am not familiar with that ship.
Yeah. So I believe
That's a
this
big
was
one.
an October release, maybe even a little before October.
Is that from a video game?
Star Wars.
I'm just not familiar with this one. I'm sure somebody out there, Harrison, will know.
Harrison, what is it?
Oh, you know what? I think that's from the Bad Batch.
How did I figure it?
I think that's from the animated series The Bad Batch. Yes, it is. Yes, it is.
Okay.
I for some reason though I don't know this ship.
I don't know anything about this one other than it's a big one.
That is a beaut.
Yeah. So I'm surprised it's gone this long without being built. And actually, I think he was going to start it yesterday, but I was like, no, don't start it. I'll show it today. So
You know, it's sometimes you want to save them for a rainy day.
yeah,
But I don't know if you saw last week's show yet. I know you were going to
did.
catch up on.
I
Oh, you
watched-
did.
I
Okay.
did.
So
Yeah.
you saw that Grant gave me shit for not having
Yes.
built that yet, while Harrison
Yes.
had already built the Black Pearl.
Right. Yes.
Yeah. But I
That's
just
how
like
my
to savor
that's how
these
my
things.
husband is though. He's more like Harrison.
Build it now.
Yeah.
Build it now.
Yeah. Because then that means that he can buy more.
Well, he could still buy more, really. It's just
Yes.
a matter of.
Yeah.
Well, you know what? We've already been talking for 40 minutes, if you can believe it. We should probably
Yeah.
get into some of the stuff that you're actually famous for.
Okay. Am I
Because
famous?
compared to, I think so. I mean, okay, I'll tell you, and I'll tell the audience something. Is that, you know, I follow a lot of different people on Instagram. I follow rock stars. I follow whoever, right? She has a larger following than a lot of the bands that I follow on Instagram. And you can find her, like, as you see below, Married in Heels at Instagram. And I believe your number is north of 200,000 at this point, followers.
Yeah.
and you say that the tone in your voice implies that it's not all peaches and cream.
No, it's good. It's still like it's not how I define myself still, I
Okay,
guess
okay.
is what it is. I've always loved heels. Like that's always
You know
been
what?
my thing.
Hang on a second. We're just going to give them a
Yes.
better view. There we go. So
Wait, let's
look,
see.
there you go. That's
I
a
mean-
selection.
And that's just one wall. But
So guys at home, stop complaining. But yeah.
yes, my husband had to build me this shoe shed. So this is my own room in the back of in our backyard. And it's basically like a giant wardrobe. I have an actual wardrobe. So I
There
have
it
all my
is.
clothes. I'm on a dresser right now that's filled with clothes. But heels, I've always worn them. I don't know. Apparently, other people like heels too.
You know what? I collect these. And
Yeah.
you collect those.
And I collect these things right
Oh,
here.
there you go. There you go. Oh, that's a nice pair. That's a beaut. I love the color.
Well, purple's my favorite color. So
But we are both collectors, and you have amassed a collection that is probably the heel equivalent of my music collection, I guess you would say.
I don't know. You have a lot of music.
Well, I do.
you do.
I have too much music is what the answer is, but
Can you have too much? I don't know.
yes.
If
You know
love
what?
it-
I've reached that point where I can definitively say you can have too much music.
Well, I only have so much space as well. And so often we have to sell things, and it's like heartbreaking. And then as soon as you sell it, you're like, I wish I didn't sell it because I need it with this outfit. So I don't know. I love having choices. I definitely have favorites, and some are just far more comfortable than others. Let's just face it. But I love pretty things. And if I can connect all the dots between like nature and a pretty set of heels, like that's it. That's my love. I love it. So
Which is basically, if you go to her Instagram, you'll see a lot of nature and a lot of heels.
Yeah.
And yeah, like obviously we are both nature lovers. I've spent a lot of hours in the summertime making cottage videos, which is one of the reasons we kind of became friends in the first place, is because I'm like, hey, check out my surroundings. You're like, whoa, that's kind of cool.
like
But again, that was just me trying to impress you again, and then you're showing me pictures of California mountains, and I'm like, okay.
I do live in a beautiful place, and I get to travel around California a lot. So I'm lucky.
Yeah. I'm jealous because it's winter, but back to the heels. Do you have a rough number right now of how
Ooh.
many there are?
My husband would probably have a better number than me, but I would say there's more than 200 pairs in here.
Okay.
And it's always like fluctuating because like today, I got 2 pairs in today. Like one, I haven't even opened it. It came right before I came into my shoe shed, so I haven't even opened it. And then one came earlier. It's always moving. Yeah.
Yeah, I know what you mean. I'm always bringing in lots and lots and lots of these things, and occasionally, the other day I gave some away. Old versions of things that I've rebought and replaced and upgraded, and I couldn't give you a number now at this point. I couldn't even guess. And there are things that have slipped through the cracks and have gone unlistened to for years.
Of course. There's shoes that have been gone, like not worn in years. And when I remember them, I'm like, ooh, let's film them.
And again, that's a similar thing here, is that sometimes I'll be like, oh, I remember this album. I haven't played it yet, and put it on like, oh, and it's like buying something new.
So nostalgic.
That too.
Yeah.
I've got a lot of, CDs that remind me of childhood and whatnot, but at this point, I'm thinking when we've talked about this, not much into new music these days.
Yeah.
And I don't know.
It's not the same.
Even by groups that I like, like, I don't know, if that new Metallica song that came out, people are going bananas for it. It's like, yeah, okay, sure, great, whatever, I just can't get it. Does that mean I'm getting old? What does this mean?
I don't know. I think you and I are a lot the same. I think that we kind of live where we were, and we don't really like move forward with it. And I think nowadays everything's so auto-tune, and it's like people don't even have to have talent anymore. It's just different. It's not as real or raw. I don't know. There's a definite difference.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, as you know, Bush is one of my favorite bands, and so I've been listening to I've been listening to their newest album, which is fine. Yes, that's the best. It's obviously Bush. It's obviously Gavin. But my husband came home yesterday and I was listening to it and he said, "What is this? It doesn't even sound like you." And I was like, are you kidding me? And I was like, "It's Bush." And he's like, "Oh, I guess I can hear it now." And I was like, that shows you that there's a shift, there's a change. So I don't know if I'm on board with the shifting. I am always going to follow Gavin just because I'm obsessed and I love him to death. But I don't know, things change. Maybe I don't, maybe you don't. I don't know.
No, I have a similar situation, and I'm just looking to see if the CD is next to me. But is that it there? Nope. One of my favorite bands, band called Marillion. I haven't fallen deeply, madly in love with one of their albums for 20 years now. And, they come out, I play them, they sound good. Some of the songs make me move. And then half the time, the next day, I can't remember how any of the songs went.
And then you go back to their old stuff.
And then I go back to their old stuff, and I remember every note of every song and how they made me feel back then. And
so you can remember where you were sitting, and
I can remember what girl dumped me when I was playing that particular song. And
exactly, that's exactly it.
Yeah. So it's like, and I sometimes feel like I'm an old fogey when I talk about this stuff on my site, and it's nice that you can understand where I'm coming from here, because a lot of people are asking me questions like, "What do you think about the new this and the new that?" And it's like, how do I tell them I don't give a crap? I don't give a crap.
Yeah, I know.
Anyway, yeah. Let me see. We got 10 minutes left. What do you want to talk about?
I'm down for whatever.
All right. Well, let me see. We had a list of questions. I'm going to see if there's anything good on there.
Okay. I did have a question.
You've already answered some of these. Oh, yeah, you did. Yeah. Okay, let's do that.
But it's not like a super exciting. It's very me asking you, but it is something that I'm curious. And I feel like I already know the answer because we haven't talked about it. So that to me shows me that it's not something that you have witnessed. So my question is,
Witnessed.
I know, have you ever seen the Northern Lights, the Aurora Borealis?
No, I haven't. No, I haven't. And I don't think we're far north enough here.
That was my
Um,
question, or that was my thought, was that you're not far enough north.
What I'd like to do is at some point in the future down the road, it would be really fun to ask T-Bone that question because he is a little bit
Oh.
more further north than I am.
Yeah, let's find out because
Yeah. Let's do an Ask T-Bone. Let's do an Ask T-Bone. There we go.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That is like, I mean, everybody says it's on everybody's bucket list, but the magic of that would just be unparalleled. I need that. I need to have that at some point. I have to.
I'm on board with that. I am
Yeah.
110% on board with that. That'd be cool. I
Yeah.
wonder if Harrison's ever seen the Southern Lights. I don't think
Is that
there's
a
an
thing?
I if I'm not mistaken, they're just not as intense.
Oh, I didn't even, gosh, now I feel dumb, but okay.
Do an Ask Harrison next week. But
Yeah.
well, I might be talking out of my butt here. I might be completely wrong. So
I don't know. I've never heard of it, but that doesn't mean it doesn't exist.
I think it does.
Okay.
I could be coming across as the biggest dumbass here. I know that I've got a couple of viewers in Australia, so tell me if I'm a dumbass. Oh shoot. Okay, well, I'm trying to think of some good topics to wrap up with. Let's do okay, I know. One thing we haven't talked about yet is Edie Van Heelen, your brand new fictional character that we've been working on, and I've been slowly weaving into our writing here. Obviously, when people see the backdrop here, that's Harrison's depiction. But Edie Van Heelen, basically you, but a superhero with rocket boots and a guitar.
Yeah.
How does it feel to be a superhero?
I wish it were reality. Like that would be.
Rocket boots would be awesome.
As I heard that.
You heard that? Hey, Jen, what's the score? 2-0. Oh, it's Canada. It's not the.
Okay. Oh, it's not the Leafs.
No, the Leafs are on intermission.
Okay.
Sorry, where were we? Okay, yeah,
I don't
superheroes.
know. Oh,
You
I was just saying, sadly, I am not a superhero. That is not one of my skills.
I don't know about that.
No. I'm honestly just a regular girl, believe it or not.
Well, no, I do believe you about that. But I do think we have to acknowledge that you have tapped into something that people want to see.
Yeah.
People like. And congratulations to you for that, because I've been struggling for 10 years trying to build an audience, and I'm hoping that I can get a few off your back there, but
I don't know. I hope you can too. And I don't know what the secret is.
Did it just happen? Like I wasn't following you from the start, obviously, but
yeah, it was just an idea that my husband had. I've always been extremely shy and not confident at all. Like I'm very self-conscious, but I would wear these heels. And so with that, like I get a lot of stares and people looking, and I think they think that I'm going to be a different kind of way, a certain kind of way. And I'm not. And I think it was my husband's way of just trying to show me that maybe
you got it. You got what it takes.
Yes. Yeah. And so it's him. It was all him. He's
a salute to you.
Yeah.
A salute to him.
Yeah. Without him, there would be no Married in Heels. Like,
did it shock you when it started taking off?
Yeah. Yes, actually. I still don't quite get it. But it's been fun, and getting to work with different companies. It's really nice. Like getting just getting heels like in the mail. Like, I don't know what they are. I should open one right now. Like I haven't even opened it yet.
Holy crap. We can do this. We can have an exclusive right here on Grab a Stack of Rock.
Yeah, and I haven't even seen it. One of them I did already open, but the other one that literally came as I was walking out to the shoe shed.
I couldn't
So-
imagine a better way to end the show than with an exclusive unboxing.
But I also had to show my favorite Christmas gift. I got some new
Oh.
Louboutins.
Wow.
And
Fancy
Louboutins are like,
schmancy.
yes, very, very fancy. And they do such a good job like wrapping. You get all these like really cute little signature items.
They really put it all in there.
Yeah. So these are my new babies. These are the Dolly. Yeah. So the reason that they are the Dolly, see, I've already
That's
worn
high.
them already
That's
stuffed.
high.
They're but Dolly Parton.
No, really?
Yes.
That's what they're
these
named
are,
for?
Mhm, these are the Dolly Parton.
Should she
And-
wear those?
Oh my gosh, Dolly wears real high platforms.
Really? I did not know this. I did not
Oh
know
yeah,
this about
so
Dolly.
she did the you're in Canada. I don't know. She did our New Year's. She did our New Year's celebration with her goddaughter Miley Cyrus.
I knew that. Okay.
Okay, and so their whole show was phenomenal, actually, because I am a Dolly Parton fan, and she just had different platforms on every song. She's amazing.
Wow. That's
Like,
awesome.
Yeah, so those are my Dollies.
That's cool.
And those were a gift.
I didn't actually expect that when we got to the heels content, it would still cross over with the music.
Absolutely. Yeah. Yeah, they definitely go hand in hand because I mean, you see the way people dress now. Everything is iconic.
Yeah, true.
Yeah, to the T. And so the other pair that came in today that I've already looked at, I needed new white platforms. You can't go wrong with them.
Goes with anything, right?
Everything and anything. So these are Only Maker. It's one of the brands that I work with. Love them. Easy, simple, totally comfortable. And then the final one.
Okay,
Just
so this is
arrived.
it, folks. This is it.
So these are from London. These are from Essex, London, England. And oh, I know what that one's they are. So they're still bagged.
Wow. Still bagged, people. Whoa.
Oh yeah, they're orange.
That's bright.
You know, it's so funny. I don't have any orange in my collection.
Are you sure?
Yeah.
I can almost, maybe it's red, but it looks like there's one behind you there.
Well, over here, I don't know if you can see over there.
Yeah, that's the one I'm thinking.
Yeah, so that is a sunburn red, but it's very
Okay.
orangish.
Okay,
This
so
is-
this is actually orange.
Yeah, this is a true orange. So that's going to be fun.
That's summer right there. That
Yeah.
says summer.
Yeah.
That's summer 2023 right there in a shoe.
And it's a great platform. I love platform. I love them.
I can tell.
I'm short. I'm not even 5'3". So hike it up, baby.
There you go.
Bring me up.
Well, we are just about out of time here. I just want to thank you so much for spending an hour with me tonight in absence of Harrison. But would you like to come back on at some point? Probably with
Yes.
Harrison. Okay, let's do that.
Yes.
Thanks, everybody. Thanks for watching. And thank you so much, Married in Heels, aka California Girl. So see you next week, folks. Ciao.